Hey, I'm sorry, it's Landon Rivers again, here to talk to you today about something that I made for my Twitch channel. It's a custom-made music box. It's not pre-made and it doesn't come from Streamlabs or anything like that, so it was a little bit of a trick figuring it out. However, I'm using a music player that I enjoy and it's outputting exactly what I need. You may be aware of the new policies that our dear overlords at Twitch have put in place regarding streaming music. It's a good thing on my streams I only play chiptunes and vaporwave. Let's get right into it. So, what goes into the creation of this music box? Well, it's all basically powered by my music player, which is MusicBee. MusicBee is a software that I highly recommend. It's very minimal in its design, but it still gives you everything you need to do to listen to music. It's not very invasive, it has a nice community, and they've made some interesting plugins for it. Among which is a plugin that allows you to output the song that's currently playing and the album art that goes with it. One of my absolute favorite parts about MusicBee is its ability to automatically go out and find the album art that's associated with an MP3 that you've provided it. You don't need to provide the album art yourself, which is awesome. And when it finds the album art, most of the time it's correct. And so that's why I wanted to use MusicBee for my music box, because I'd have everything I need all in one little program. I'd have the art, I'd have the song title, the album name, and the artist all in one, all ready to go. Time to get the plugin. Okay, so you can Google MusicBee output now playing, or just go to this link right here, which is in the description, made by Boroda. You don't want to click on the download button, you actually want to scroll down and click on his backup download thing that he has right here. That takes you to his Google Drive, and then you just want to go to the file that's called MB_now playing to external. That's what you want to get. Don't click on the other shit, it takes you to some ad site. Sucks. Fuck. So you go to download it, and that gives you a DLL. Just put that on your desktop or what the fuck ever. And then you're going to want to go back into MusicBee, and then on the menu in the top left, you go to Edit Preferences, down to Plugins, Add Plugin, and then you're going to navigate to that DLL file you just extracted. You click Open, and then it's installed. Hey, let's take a look at how it works. Click on Configure, and that'll open up a window showing you all of the text that's going to be showing. We can see all the tags they call, which goes into the text that's output for every song. And you can see I have tag 1 showing the title of the song, then tag 2 with the artist, tag 3 in the album, and then I have the separator text in between, which is LF, which is basically a line break. There's actually no documentation on this thing, so I had to go into the guy's source code to figure out that LF is the thing that I needed to do. So what's going to be output is a tags file, which is a TXT, going to wherever I want, showing 3 lines at a time. It's also going to be outputting some album artwork as a JPEG and some primary backdrop pictures and URL files, which I don't really care about, just the album artwork. But that's about it, and it changes every time you change the song. Let's see these files in action, and that'll give us something to work with on our Twitch stream. So here I am, having navigated to the folder that has all my files in it. We see we've got 4 files getting output. One has tags, and it's showing Silent Shout by Dub Mood. And if I go over and I change the song in the background, like the DeLorean outro, then the tags file is automatically going to be updated, showing the 3 lines going into it. We can also see that it's changing the cover album, and it's also giving us this file called Primary Backdrop. I'm not really sure what that does. And then also this file was just for URLs, and that's basically what Google thinks is possibly the album art, but you really don't need to worry about this. The big thing to keep in mind is that we've got files that are constantly changing, and that's just the format we need for making a dynamic element in OBS. So, how do I create it in OBS? Well, all it comes down to is having 2 main sources. One for your album art file, and one for your current music tags. And then, I just took some clever artwork and sandwiched them between it. One of the images I use acts as a default album in case the plugin isn't able to fetch any album art. So, if the plugin isn't able to find anything, the JPEG will disappear, and the artwork layered below it will be showing, giving the illusion that it's some kind of default custom artwork. So how do I go about making these sources, and making them the right way? Well, first let's hide the music box that I created right there, and then we're going to go in and create a new text element. We're going to name it music text, and then we are going to read from file. I'm going to browse to the tags file that we've been working with, click open, and you'll see if you have music playing, it's going to show that text. Click OK, and there's the text that you have to work with. So that's pretty awesome. And the thing to keep in mind though is that this is currently left aligned text. If we go into transformation, go and edit transformation, we see the positional alignment is top left. That's just saying how the text is currently anchored. And so because we want our box to be on the left side, we have the text box anchored to the left. It won't change its left position. It will always stay at that spot on the top left. And that's the way we want it to be. However, what if we wanted our music box to be on the right? Well, if I move that up into the right section right here, and say I went over and I changed the song to something else with a longer title, oh my god, there we see the title actually stretched a little bit. And that's because the positional alignment is on the left. We need to change it to be on the right, so that the anchor is on the right. I went into positional alignment and transformation, changed it to top right, and now if I go and I change the song again, we'll see that it has stretched, but it kept its position on the right. So if you wanted your music box to be on the right, make sure to change the positional alignment to be top right. However, we're just going to make this be on the left, so I made it be top left instead. So let's add in the album artwork. I'm going to go to add an image. I'm going to call it music art. And then it's going to pull up this window, and I need to check unload image when not showing. That allows me to use my default art in case the album goes away because the song that we're on doesn't have artwork, or because we turned off the player. We don't want it to show the image of the last song that was playing, which is now invalid. We would just rather it not show the image at all. So it just unloads it instead and shows nothing. And then we browse and we go to the cover artwork.jpg file, which is with the rest of our MusicBee plugin files. One thing that you'll run into, though, is you'll see that sometimes when you change the album art, well, it grows a little too big. And that's because the album artwork fetched by the plugin is not always the same size. Some are big, some are small. So to take care of that, we go into Transform, we go to Edit Transform, and then we need to make what's called a bounding box. This is just to create a defined square of a set size that we want our content to stretch into. I'm making mine be 200 by 200, and I'm setting it to stretch to bounds, and so now I have this little square that I can play with, and if I change the music, all the artwork that's going to be output is always going to stretch to whatever that bounding box is going to be. And so that's how I basically created the music box. And then just say that you wanted to put a little bit of flair to it, maybe put in some text above saying, oh, it's my music back, or you could put in some custom artwork like I made to give yourself a little bit more branding. That's totally fine. I mean, you can make some pretty sick looking music boxes, but the functionality behind it is all just what I've been showing. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it informative. If you still have any questions, please ask them in the comments and I will get to you as soon as I can. And if you'd like to see more content from me whenever the hell I come out with something, be sure to subscribe and maybe I'll make something you like, or you might totally hate it. I don't know. So yeah, sorry, this is Landon Rivers. Sorry for